Hey everyone, Heather here, vlogger, creator, and entrepreneur, and I'm documenting my entrepreneurial journey through vlogs on this YouTube channel. So if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. So this video is part of a series that I'm doing on how to create an online course using the Teachable platform. The course that I'm creating is called Zero to YouTube Hero, and it's basically to teach people how to vlog like me, how to start a YouTube channel, how to share your story through vlogs and YouTube videos and video content and stuff like that. If you are interested in my videos in this series, you can click here to see the playlist of all the Teachable videos I'm doing. There's also a link in the description below. If you are interested in the Teachable platform, you want to learn more about it and check it out, there's a link in the description below to go to Teachable. Lastly, if you're interested in the actual course that I'm creating, Zero to YouTube Hero, you can sign up for my mailing list, link in the description below. So we're still in phase 1, planning your course. First video I did was step 1, what are you going to teach? This video is step 2, how are you going to teach it? Before you go off and actually write the content, you want to think about 2 things. Your value proposition. So what is it exactly that the student who is taking your class will leave with after having completed your class? And then also how you are going to deliver that value. When you come up with a value proposition, it'll also help you determine who your target audience is. You're not marketing your class to the entire world. This is like business 101. You have to figure out like who your target audience is. Honestly, in being an entrepreneur for a year and a half, identifying my target audience has been something that I have always struggled with, just because it's like sometimes I don't really even know what I'm selling. But as I've vlogged and as I've built an audience and gained more followers, I'm starting to get an idea of what it is that people follow me for, and that's really given me an idea. I feel like I had to do that because a lot of what I'm doing is new media and digital media, and pretty much like anyone and any business and any brand from any industry could use digital media, so that's why it's been hard for me. But if you're teaching something that's like a lot more I don't want to say practical, but something that people just know and they know what to use it for. For example, like how to change a car tire, or how to sew a blanket, or how to build something, or how to, create a graphic in Photoshop. When you're thinking about your value proposition, you want to think about who your target audience is and the problem that they have, or the answer to the question that they have. You want to think about like where they are and where they want to be, and how your class adds that value and helps them get to where they want to be. And you have to spell it out in a way that they understand. So sometimes it like makes sense to you in your head, but that doesn't matter. It has to make sense in their head. That's teaching 101, and that's marketing 101, business 101. So you really have to think about your target audience. Okay, let me give you another example of a teachable course that has a great value proposition. There's a course by Jessica Sprague, and she has a course on digital scrapbooking. And her tagline does an excellent job of pitching the value proposition of her course. And it says, turn your memories into beautifully designed digital scrapbooks with Photoshop. To me, this identifies someone who might have a lot of pictures and they want to create a beautifully designed digital scrapbook. But it also says with Photoshop, so it tells you exactly, like it narrows down. You're not just creating digital scrapbooks. This is for someone who actually wants to customize it and go the extra mile in using Photoshop to create it themselves versus, for example, using a service like Shutterfly. Using the example of the person who cooks. Like they are a cook and they want to share their passion for cooking with the world, right? But they don't know how to create a YouTube channel. They don't know how to film it. They don't know how to create digital video content. They don't know how to use social media to market their channel and stuff like that. That is the potential student that I'm trying to identify and tell them, hey, take my class so that you can share your passion for cooking with the world. So that's value proposition. Now the second thing is how you're actually going to deliver that value and the content of your class. There's no right or wrong here. I think that's why creating an online course is not hard. It's very easy. It's not about difficulty. It just takes a lot of time to figure out which medium and method is the most effective for the content that you're creating. That's like your style. You know, like there's no right or wrong way to do that. That's just completely up to you. You're a creator. I've done a lot of Teachable trainings, and I've also created a course on Teachable before. So I'm gonna break down 7 different methods of delivering the content through your course. One is video, like purely video, just like this. I mean, it doesn't have to be like you sitting in front of the camera. Maybe it is like you want to do a tutorial type of video, or if you are teaching something that's visual, like say the changing attire, you might want to take the camera out and actually, you know, film yourself doing that. Secondly is using presentations like a PowerPoint or a keynote and doing like a screen capture with a voiceover on top. And that's the most popular format that I've seen. Not everyone wants to be in front of the camera. Third is a combination of both a video style and like a screen capture. I haven't seen anyone else do this. I haven't taken other courses where they've done this, but I did this a lot in my class that I already created, because to me, this style, this like vlog style where I'm actually looking at you and looking at the camera, and you guys as the audience feel like I'm looking at you and addressing you, to me it's more personal. And I really wanted to keep that aspect and dynamic in the course that I created, just because I just wanted people to feel like, you know, I was teaching them in person as much as possible. But again, that's my personal style. Some people don't want to be in front of the camera at all, and that's totally fine. There's plenty of Teachable courses and online courses where it's just purely presentation and screen capture and voiceover. Fourth are downloads. So you could definitely upload documents and files to Teachable. Resources are really important. Whenever there was something like a website or like a database or something online that I can direct my audience to, I always included the links. I would talk about the sources that I used. 6 are quizzes. Teachable has a feature where you can create quizzes. So you would type in the question and it could be either like multiple choice, or they could select multiple answers, or they can just write in an answer. It's really important for your student to feel like they are learning and actually digesting the content that you're presenting. It's not like you're gonna be giving them a grade. I don't think any of you guys that are watching this are actually like schools. This is just like your personal class that you're just sharing with people. But it is important for your student to feel like, okay, this is what I just learned. Did I get it? You know, and a quiz is a really great way to do that. Lastly are discussions. So you can include a comment section underneath each section that you teach in your course. In the class that I've already created, the class was how to be a digital content creator for teenagers. After every section, I always made sure to ask a question, whether that was to include a full-on quiz or whether that was to ask them a question that they can answer in discussion and like have a discussion with the other students, or whether it was to actually create digital media based on what was discussed and then include the link in the comment section. So let me show you a little section of the course I already created, just to show you like the different kinds of content that I created for that. So this is the dashboard for the course I already created called How to Be a Content Creator for Teens. And as you can see, I have the different levels here, which are kind of like the different chapters in the course. So level 1, personal branding, level 2, storytelling. And then underneath each chapter are the sections in that chapter. So I'm going to show you an example of the different ways that you can deliver the content that I just went over. So the first example is just video. Here's the intro that I did. So as you can see, the videos just play automatically, and you can use this pretty much style throughout your course, where you are just there in front of the camera talking to the students, or if you are showing something that you're teaching, you know, obviously you would pan the video to whatever it is that you're referring to. Then the second type of content is the presentation voiceover, which you can see here. All right, everybody. So So in this section, I'm talking about the circles of a personal brand, and it's the way that I came up with to describe what a brand was. So I did a keynote presentation, as you can see here, and I have a voiceover on top. The biggest circle. And again, you do not have control over how they perceive you, can't control their minds. Blah, blah, blah. So the third type of content is a combination of the two, which I used pretty frequently, and I'll show you here. Before we dive in, there are a few terms. So in this section, I'm going to explain to the students the different vocabulary that I was planning to use in the rest of the course, because I wanted them to be on the same page whenever I was referring to these words. So I defined them for them. Associated with social media platforms. So you've got your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. So on the left, I have like the presentation split screen, and then on the right, you could still see me. And again, I like this format because even though there is text on the screen, you could still see me, and it still has that personal feel of like I'm talking to you or I'm in the room with you. All right, then there are downloads, which I could show you here. I hope you're excited. So I wanted the students to have something that could help them create and think about their personal brand. So I came up with this personal branding worksheet, and I put it underneath the video. So here is the PDF, and it displays automatically like this, but of course you could download it right here. Then there are resources, which I will show you in this section. So you've created your profession. And this was me explaining to the students how they can create a LinkedIn profile, but underneath the lecture, which I did in presentation style, as you can see, I included a link to a YouTube video that I created on the Sharespark Media YouTube channel. And then also I have a link to my LinkedIn profile and LinkedIn. So, you know, you can include text and URLs and links and stuff like that underneath, or actually you can format this page however you want it. So if you want this to come underneath and then this to be on top, you can do that. It's completely customizable in terms of design and format, but you can include URLs and links to other websites and databases and news articles and stuff like that. Then there are quizzes. I'll take you back to the section about the vocabulary I went over. Before we dive in, so after explaining the vocabulary, I wanted to make sure that the students understood what I was talking about, so I included a quiz underneath. So here's a question. What is this an example of? YouTuber, that is a creator, but I'll show you what a wrong answer looks like. So if I selected this and did check, it says X, and it'll tell you what the correct answer was. Then lastly, there are discussions, which I did on the first section, because in this section I introduced who I was as the teacher, and then my call to action at the end of this section was for everyone to also introduce themselves by playing 2 truths and a lie. So everyone was supposed to share 2 truths and a lie about themselves underneath, but obviously you can make this be whatever. You can say, you know, tell me an example of where you've seen this, or do you have an idea about this, or what do you think about this? It's completely up to you, and people could just post their comments and reply in a thread. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys found that helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, just a reminder, if you are interested in the Teachable platform, check out the link in the description below. And if you are interested in the course that I'm creating, which is Zero to YouTube Hero, you can join my mailing list using another link in the description underneath this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.